its euphorogenic property, and when people start using it on a regular basis, they develop opioid dependence. So how is opioid dependence diagnosed? What are the criteria for opioid dependence? So the first criteria is that opioids should be taken in large amounts over a long period of time, frequently, that is daily or almost daily. The second criteria is that when a person is taking opioid on a daily basis, regular basis, in the absence of opioids, he starts getting an irresistible desire or craving to use these opioids. The individual tries to cut down opioid use knowing very well that it is causing problem to him, but yet he is not able to cut down his opioid use, either the quantity or the frequency of opioid use. So there is an unsuccessful effort. A great deal of his daily activity or daily time on purchasing, procuring these opioids or using these opioids or to recover from the effects of these opioids. So a person spends great deal of time in these activities. Continuing with the criteria for opioid dependence, the individual, when he starts taking opioids on a daily basis, regular basis, then he is not able to focus on his other activities of life, including his responsibilities in terms of his work, family responsibilities or social obligations. He is not able to focus or concentrate and gives up these activities for his opioid use activities. Similarly, those activities which he was indulging in before for his leisure or for fun, like watching movies, going out with friends, etc., now his main activity is opioid using activity, and he does not feel the pleasure in the recreational activities that he was indulging in before. The next criteria is that the person continues to use these opioids despite getting harm or incurring harm due to the use of these substances. There is another phenomena seen in opioid dependence, like we see in other substance dependence, which is of tolerance, which means that the person has to consume higher amount, increased amount of the substance to feel the pleasure that he was having before. So to give an example of alcohol dependence or tolerance in alcohol dependence, so if the person initially felt intoxicated with even one peg of whiskey, now the person will feel intoxicated with 1/4. So he has to increase his dose of alcohol to feel the same kind of pleasure that he was feeling before. So similarly, in case of heroin, if you interview our patients who are opioid dependent, they will tell that the first time that they used heroin, even one small line of heroin that they inhaled was enough to get them high. Now even with 3 to 4 pieces, that is about say 1 gram, 1.5 grams, they do not feel that kind of a pleasure that they used to feel before. So we were talking about opioid withdrawals. Now what are these opioid withdrawals? Now there are some symptoms which develop acutely immediately after stopping his opioids over the next few hours to few days. What are these acute opioid withdrawal symptoms? We can remember these withdrawal symptoms by thinking or by remembering that the holes of the body are opened when a person has opioid withdrawals. So what are this? So beginning from the top, opioid withdrawals or not, opioid was constipation, like alcohol because of opioid use. Now the acute opioid withdrawals, they start within few hours to a day or so, and so we were talking about, have noticed that one of the effect of opioid was meiosis or constriction of pupils. Now in withdrawals, the opposite action happens, which is there is dilatation of pupils. So one good way of knowing whether when somebody is having opioid withdrawals or not is to look at his pupils, and if the pupils are dilated, that means that he is having opioid withdrawals. Similarly, the next hole to open is the tear duct. So there is lacrimation or watering eyes, running nose, frequent yawning. The person may have vomiting and also diarrhea. Once again, the effect of opioid was constipation. In withdrawals, the opposite effect happens, which is diarrhea. Similarly, the person may have increased sweating, and chills and rigors may happen as opioid withdrawals. The person may also have piloerection, or what is commonly called as goose flesh. Now, opioids are effective painkillers. In withdrawals, the opposite action happens, which is the person will have intense aches and pains in his body. He will have stomach cramps. The larger muscles, there the person will experience muscle spasms. So these are the criteria, or these are the features of opioid withdrawals. Along with that, psychologically, the person will also feel anxious, irritable, restless, and his sleep also will be reduced. Now, the acute opioid withdrawals, they start within few hours to a day or so, and they usually last for about 7 days to 10 days to about 2 weeks. Protracted withdrawals. And these are the symptoms because of which people, even though they have withstood the acute withdrawals, they have suffered the acute withdrawals and they have not gone back to opioids, these chronic withdrawals may make people go back to their opioid use, and that is the reason for relapse in most patients. So what are the chronic or protracted withdrawals? So the acute intense muscle aches and pains that we had seen in acute withdrawals, they will not be there, but the deep muscle aches and pains, they may continue in chronic or protracted withdrawal phase. The sleep disturbances will continue during this phase. The person will feel low. He will not get a pleasure out of those activities that he was feeling, and it will affect his sex life. So the person will have premature ejaculation, so where he will ejaculate before he or his partner gets satisfied. Some people may also have reduced libido or sex drive. People may also have impotence. So these are some of the chronic protracted withdrawal symptoms, and as I said before, these are the reasons why many people go back to their opioid use even if they have stopped. Now that we have learnt what are the various criteria of diagnosing opioid dependence, let us see some typical features of opioid dependence. So one feature was chronic protracted withdrawals and acute withdrawals that we talked about in the previous slides. The other feature is that opioid dependence, like other substance dependence, cause harms in multiple spheres of an individual's life, right from physical health, where because of long-term use of opioids, the individual will have weakness, weight loss, and if the person is using drugs through inhalation route, the person may have problems of lungs, emphysema, or bronchiectasis. The person, if he is using drugs through injecting route, then the person may have increased chances of bloodborne viruses. Similarly, psychological distress, guilt, shame, or even frank psychological illnesses like depression or anxiety is also more common in substance dependence as compared to general population. Similarly, the person may incur social harms, that is, he is not able to give money to his family, support his family, he is not able to give time to his family, so there will be frequent quarrels between the husband and wife or with parents. The person will not be able to take care of children. There may be domestic violence. The person may be ostracized from the society. He will not be invited to many of the social functions, and the person may also be homeless because of his opioid dependence or opioid addiction. Similarly, the person, because he is indulging in opioid use throughout the day, he will not be able to focus on his work, or even if he works, it is mainly to earn money for his opioid use. So he may have decreased productivity in his work, he may lose his job, or he may become, he may have to change his job frequently, or he may become unemployed. Similarly, the individual may also suffer legal complication because opioids are illicit substances. So the person may be caught buying opioids, buying heroin, or even sometimes people indulge in selling heroin to sustain their drug use. So the person may be caught selling heroin to somebody. The person may commit illegal activities to sustain his drug use